In this video I'm going to show you how to mark up and chase out this wall so we can fit this metal back box in the wall ready to fit the socket. First and foremost, what we're going to need to do is work out where we want the back box, or where we want the socket rather. I'm going to go for 250mm in from the corner and 300mm up to the bottom of the back box from the floor. Now, before you all start quoting Part M regulations to me, we haven't got to follow the guidelines that are set out in those regulations because this is an old house. There are other sockets in this room at the same height as this. It's not a new build. If it was a new build, then you would have to follow the regulations, which incidentally are 350mm in from the wall and 450mm up from the floor level. And they're minimum guidelines. So when you've got it roughly where you want it, get a spirit level, and then we need to line it up. Right, that's now level. So we're going to draw around the box. Draw slightly wider than the box. I've gone over the markings now with a straight edge and a darker pencil. Now what we need to do is mark out where the wires are going to go. In the bottom of your back box you'll see two knockouts. Now you need to mark either side of those roughly so that your wires can go out through those knockouts. So you make sure that's straight, that's a straight line there. Get your pencil and mark. Great. Take your sharpener, sharpen your pencil and try again. Go over it a couple of times, because when it's all dusty, when you're grinding, you're going to need to be able to see that. This is the channeling that I'm going to be using to put the wires in. That's just about perfect. There we go. So we got one socket marked out, ready for chasing out the wall. Okay, a few things that we've done. We've laid out some polythene on the floor. We've left the carpet down underneath as an extra barrier to stop all the dust that's going to be created going down the stairs. Okay, safety first. I've got gloves, goggles and a mask. There's going to be a lot of dust and I don't want to be swallowing it or breathing it in. Got the hoover on, lined up, ready? Okay, here we go. It gets dusty very quick. What I should have done in the first place really is use the bigger grinder. It's not really going deep enough. I put a mark on the grinder, which is the same size as the back box. It's deep. So here we go. The dust is settled slightly. Now what we can do is go about knocking that out. Now we've done a crisscross in this. What that's going to help with is knocking out it bit by bit. So if we give that a clout, look at that. Now these walls are solid concrete, so they are very tough. You might note it's not coming out as easy as it usually would if you're wearing brick or block work. There we are, it's not too bad. All you got to do is go about tidying it up there. Take that all out. Pop the back box in there, see where you are. Okay, so we can get all the way in on one side, but not quite in this side, so we've got to knock a bit more off there. And periodically keep checking that. I'd like that to go in a little bit further, even though we're having it replastered, just so it's nice and flush.
checking it. You don't need to go any deeper than you need to. Trying so we just need to knock out this bit down the bottom here. So we'll start this off. Like so. Pretty tough stuff. Tack it with a bigger one now, just to make fit in there. Now if you do want to make it a little bit easier, you can use the SDS drill with the chisel attachment. So just pop it in there. As you can see, that makes mincemeat out of that. The only problem with that is it's not very accurate. Sometimes, especially someone like me, I get a bit carried away. I just want to keep going at it. So we've had a little tidy up now, and we've got a hole going right through the floorboards, down underneath, so we can run the wires under there. The back box sits in there nicely, and it's at the right level. So what we need to do now is secure the back box. Before we do that, we're going to fit some rubber grommets to the holes there. So take the back box, take your rubber grommets and just slot them in there, like so. Make sure that they'll move. There we go. That one's in. Literally squeeze them in. There we go. That'll stop the wires getting chaffed now by the metal box. So we'll pop that into position now. So we need to secure that now with 2 screws. I'm going to be putting the screws in that one there and that one there, because that gives adjustment that way and that gives adjustment that way. That way if I've made a bit of a mistake where I drill the hole, I've got a bit of adjustment in it. You can do this 2 ways. You can either mark it up with a permanent marker, probably a Sharpie to be honest, because you're not going to see the pencil mark on that wall, or you can just stick the drill straight in there, and I'm going to go for that option. Hold that in position. So take that out, pop in a couple of wall plugs, only small ones. 1, 2. Now you can see I've got a couple of bits of concrete there just to hold it up at the right height. I'll screw those in now. You don't need to go OTT with these screws. You're only holding the socket in place until it's plastered really. There we go. All that's left to do really to complete this job would be to run some wiring from under the floorboards up to here. There'll be 2 wires, one in, one out. Over the top of there, there'll be some plastic channeling. We'll secure that to the wall and then that'll be ready for plastering. But for now, the job's a good one. If you liked the video or you found it useful, please give it a thumbs up. If you've got any comments or questions, leave them in the box below and don't forget to subscribe. I'm off for a shower now because I'm absolutely stinking after doing all that. See ya.